written evidence of a different repayment agreement. She said no. He asked if there was any reason she could not have contacted the plaintiff at any point to discuss a payment plan. She looked at the floor and said she was scared. The judge said scared of what? She said scared of confrontation. The judge looked at the death photo again and said, Ms. Lawson, you staged a photograph and enlisted a family member to deliver a fake death notification to avoid a conversation about a payment plan. That does not strike me as the behavior of someone who avoids confrontation. That strikes me as the behavior of someone who avoids accountability. Dina didn't respond. The man next to her shifted in his seat. I later found out he was her new boyfriend and had no idea about any of this until approximately 30 minutes before the hearing when Dina explained why they were going to the courthouse. He looked like a man who was recalculating his entire relationship in real time. The judge listened. Then he asked if she'd made any attempt to repay any portion of the loan at any time. She said no. He asked if she had a payment plan in place. She said no. He asked if she had the $5,000. She said not all of it. He asked how much she had. She said about $2,000. He said then, we'll start there. He ruled in my favor. Full amount. $5,000 plus filing costs. He gave Dina 60 days to pay. He told her if she failed to comply, the court would take additional action. Then he paused and said something I will remember for the rest of my life. He said, Ms. Lawson, I've been on this bench for 14 years, and I have never once had a case where the defendant faked their own death to avoid a $5,000 debt. I want to be clear that this court takes fraud seriously, and if any evidence surfaces that this tactic has been used in other financial situations, it will be referred for criminal investigation. Dina nodded. The man sitting next to her stared straight ahead like he was having an out-of-body experience. We walked out of the courtroom, and Margot grabbed my arm and whispered that was the greatest thing I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Tori said she wished she had brought popcorn. Wanda said she was going to call her mother again immediately. Jerome said he was framing his copy of the court summons. Yolanda said nothing. She just smiled and nodded once, like a general watching a campaign come to its natural conclusion. We went to a diner afterward. 6 people crammed into a booth meant for 4, drinking coffee and replaying every moment. Margot kept saying the judge's face when he saw the photo. That face. Tori said the boyfriend's face was better. That man's soul left the building halfway through and never came back. I sat there listening to them and realized something I hadn't expected to feel. I wasn't angry anymore. I'd been angry for months. Angry at Dina. Angry at myself for trusting her. Angry at the cousin. Angry at the photo with the gas station flowers and the white tablecloth. But sitting in that diner, surrounded by people who showed up for me in a courtroom over $5,000, the anger just wasn't there anymore. What replaced it was something quieter. Not forgiveness, just finality. Dina paid the first $2,000 within a week. The remaining $3,000 came in monthly installments over the next 4 months. She never missed a payment. She never contacted me again. I don't know if it was the court order or the public humiliation or the fact that 6 of her former coworkers sat in a row watching a judge ask her why she was lying in a photograph pretending to be a corpse. Probably all 3. Margot told me months later that Dina had left the state, moved somewhere down south. New job, new city, new people who presumably did not know about the death photo. I don't wish her harm. I genuinely don't. But I also don't feel sorry for her. She had 3 months to pay me back, then 4, then 5. At any point she could have sent $50 and a text saying I'm trying. Instead, she sent a staged memorial photograph and a fake cousin. There's a certain kind of person who will look you in the eye, borrow your money, dodge your calls, threaten you with HR, quit without telling you, fake their own death, and then call you the problem when it doesn't work. I've met that person. I lent her $5,000. I got it back in a courtroom 13 months later with 6 friends behind me and a judge who couldn't believe what he was looking at. Margot still brings it up at least once a month. Last week she sent me a text that just